Hey there, glad you made it to another module and another session. Did you do your homework? Did you ask 5 different people about the times you've impacted them? That activity gives us clues to stuff that we've already been doing. And that's going to make it easier in this session because you've been already taking some uncomfortable actions. You're proving to yourself that you're doing this. And if you didn't do that homework, please reach out to 5 different people and ask those questions. It's a great way to gain clues. And believe me, these tasks will make sense more in the later modules. All right, are you ready to begin? Great. This is the Engage module, where we will begin taking action steps in order to reach our goals. On that note, what are your goals? What is your success metric? Is it money, time, experiences? Is it a feeling? Maybe it's all of those things. Maybe it's a combination of those things. Or it could be none of those things and something else drives you entirely. Because if it was only for the money, then you probably wouldn't have picked up this course, right? That get rich quick course would have caught your attention and you would have taken that one. Now, this course is for the purpose and passion and the profits, the money, right? Think of what this course could do for that struggling parent who's out there and they know they have more to give, but they just haven't found it yet. Well, a way for them to start gaining their purpose or passion is to start gaining some success. And the success are the things that we get to dictate. So some success metrics for myself are, did I work on my business today? Yes. Am I proud of the types of conversations I had today? Yes. Did I reach a certain amount of income from Red Oak Insights, my coaching business? Yes. Was I able to maintain my emotional state today? Yes, but sometimes no. And that's still great, even when you get that no success, because you will have more awareness on where you need to focus your attention at. Awareness is so important because you will lose the battle you don't even know you're fighting. This will take time and practice, but it will become a skill that will serve you going forward. So write some success metrics for yourself here and now. You can pause the video, but I'm also going to ask you to write some goals down. So you can pause the video after the goal thing, but write some goals down for yourself. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because there's a ton of information out there as to why goals are so important. But you need daily goals, you need weekly goals, you need monthly goals, you need yearly goals, and you need a 5-year goal. Don't overthink this. You can be vague in the beginning, like saying you want to replace your primary income with an income doing something you love, but you can always go back and refine them. So just get them down and we'll move on, right? Get it out of your mind and into your life, right? Side note. Now, in writing these little tasks, you are taking action. It could be small for you, but for that struggling parent who hasn't taken any action towards creating a life that they deserve or that their children deserve, this is huge action. This is monumental action. Remember, this course is an opportunity to bring something out of you and find a way to monetize something you love doing. If you're flying through this course and you're not doing the exercise or not doing the homework assignments and you're not getting the results that you'd like, well, I would call that a pattern. And as your coach, I would ask you, where else is this pattern going on in your life? I wonder what other areas in your life where you're not fully committed to something but simply going through the motions. I know this is a free course, but there is so much content here that I've used with my clients to deliver amazing results in their lives. I know these tools work, if you work them. Now, not to be harsh, but if we are on this path, then let's truly be on this path. You're here for you and your kids and your spouse and the people that you're going to impact moving forward. So, the Engage session, right? Engaging in your passion or your purpose. First activity is super simple. Find something that brings you joy and learn more about it. Follow it on social media or read about it or YouTube videos about it, but learn something about that industry and whatever that product is. That way it can begin to fulfill you. Now, some individuals, they are more motivated behind a group or a movement, and they find their passion and their purpose in supporting something bigger than themselves. That's fine. That's awesome. I will add a word of warning for those pursuing that type of path. Learn about whatever that movement is or that higher calling is, but learn it well enough to teach it to others. That way you can also have the ability to create a following for yourself, to potentially create an income so you can protect yourself. Now, protect yourselves by becoming independent enough to share the story or that movement or that thing, but you can still remain dependent enough to that cause or movement or message or whatever it is that you want to serve, and you could see it thrive. So know that balance. Now, ideally, you would be able to collect enough of an income for yourself by distributing that message or movement should anything happen that could potentially harm your finances. But in doing so, you're also learning some very valuable skills: collecting and distributing information, leadership, public speaking, influence, and many others. So you very well might have a raw idea or something that's there, and all you need to do is just watch a YouTube video or see an Instagram post, and boom, that piece of content brings your idea to that next level. But that brings me to my next point. Be and remain flexible. The bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that resists. Japanese proverb. You will always be constantly changing and shifting. And even when you have everything finally figured out and you're dialed in, the market will change, or a global virus will happen, and you will need to be able to change everything you do on a dime. But be able to change everything on a dime. That way you can still continue doing what you love, but you still have the ability to serve your customers or clients. Now, a great example of how ideas can shift and change over time, it actually comes from my mother-in-law. She was working on her memoir, and this was an important part of her healing journey. But she was in a place where she was reflecting on her life and looking to the future she still had in front of her. We would often talk about her retirement and what she could see herself doing that would give her the flexibility to see all of the grandkids and afford her the life that she wanted to live. So she wanted to make her last chapter her best chapter. When we would discuss various ideas for her to generate an income in retirement, she had some very clear non-negotiables. Sales was a no, no physical labor. She didn't want to be on and off the phone all day, so that was a no. She didn't want to be driving around day and night, so that was also a no. And these were great knowing her boundaries, so we didn't waste her time as a traveling furniture salesman. Bad joke, right? Sorry. But her primary idea was writing and getting paid from that. Whether they be articles or blog posts, she wanted to make an income from her writing. This was great because it would give her the flexibility in time and where she could live. And with writing, there's not a ton of upfront fees. I understand there's a pay-to-play kind of thing for some platforms, but this would not prevent her from moving forward. So this was the best plan for her. She was simultaneously doing research on her family tree, and this was something that she just loved doing. It really interested her. She enjoyed working on the computer, doing the research, organizing files and photos. All of it seemed to thrill her, and she was good at it. All of these actions came together because she started doing something she loved doing while she was researching her family tree and writing her memoir. All of these actions came together because she started doing something she really loved doing, which was researching her family tree and writing her memoir. She would then stumble on YouTube videos that would bring her more and more ideas of how she could earn an income from what she was already doing. She stumbled onto creating calendars and workbooks to sell as an income. She began creating different ideas for children's journals, fitness journals, and other type of booklets that organize one's thoughts. And when she gets back from her vacation, I want to ask her to help me develop a booklet for the paid programs I'm going to have in the future. I would then be able to send this booklet out to my clients so they can have something tangible in their hands to fill out, and they can see their progress in their journey. Now, another reason why this really excites me is because she, my mother-in-law, can create an opportunity where she creates booklets for other professionals that want their audiences to be more engaged. I mean, talk about really dialing in a specific business plan. She has the research and the skill set, so it would be an easy decision for me to choose her. Do I want to spend all that time and energy into learning what she already knows? No. Or can I pay her for a skill set that I don't have? Yes. Right? Look at it this way. She developed a skill without knowing she developed a skill. She developed a skill that is now desirable by myself and others who want to create a more engaging experience for their audiences. And I don't know about you, but I love around a program or course that I'm in. And if you pair that with a branded pen and a lanyard, I am sold. I am all in, right? But this shows that we are already doing and taking the action steps required for us to build a skill that we could then be compensated for. Let me give you another example. I didn't go to college. I didn't believe in myself enough to start college, and I didn't believe in myself to finish college. The confidence just wasn't there. Now, after I got out of the military, I had my GI Bill, I definitely entertained that idea more because I did want to go back, or I wanted to go to college. And it wasn't so much for the degree that I would earn, because even here and now, I wouldn't be leveraging my school accolades to get a job when my focus is building my brand, Red Oak Insights, LLC. But I did want to go to school for the skills that they would teach me, that otherwise I would be oblivious to learn them. I call it the byproduct of learning, if you will. It's, for example, I would learn how to create and maintain a schedule for myself, right? I would learn to plan the learning that's necessary for graduating. So I'm a little bit more structured in what I'm learning. I would learn to present my work to someone's standards, and I could exceed them or I could choose to fall short of them, right? I would learn how to dedicate all of my time and effort around my learning, or maybe a certain subject for a certain test or something. So these are what I call the byproduct skills learned in college or anything. Obviously, there's probably a ton more that you can get from college, but these type of skills we inherently learn through doing tasks. As an electrician, I learned to keep better track of my tools, right? As a first officer at Alcatraz, I learned that I should say less and observe more. No matter what happens in the future, you will need to develop a skill set. Now, this is leading us into another activity. What is your current purpose or passion that you came up with so far? What are the skill sets that would need to develop in order for you to do that thing or deliver that thing to the best of your ability? Is it training? Is it presenting? Is it researching? Is it marketing? Pause the video now and think of a skill set you will need going forward. All right, awesome. Now, what is a skill set that you already have, but you would need to learn more of? Maybe it's something you already know how to do, but to take you to that next level, you would need to further that skill. And remember, you're learning skill sets, no matter what you are doing or where you are doing it. Some examples are time management, spreadsheets, responding to emails without being passive aggressive, coming up with ideas, getting your kids to calm down before bed, or getting yourself to calm down before putting the kids to bed. It's funny, I had that backwards. Now, how about this? Parents, I'm sure you can relate with this one. Patiently waiting while your kids get their shoes on and play with toys, and they say that they're hungry. And then they ask you a deep question, and they haven't went to the bathroom yet, and you needed to leave 5 minutes ago, right? That patience is a skill set. Talking yourself off that ledge is a skill set. Shift your mind into seeing exactly that. Now, pause the video and jot some of these skill sets down that you already possess, but you would need to work on more. Okay, great. Now let's get a little bit more specific. This product or service that you would like to monetize, are you being paid to do it, or are you being paid to teach it? I've seen homemade crafts sell like hotcakes, and I've seen do-it-yourself programs sell like hotcakes. But this is about you. What do you see in your mind? Are you selling a product, or are you selling the tools and materials for someone else to create the product to your standards? Right? Go ahead and pause the video now, just to jot down some of your answers.
Side note, In a world that is always changing, a skill set is going to be more valuable than a product or a good. If you decide that your passion is creating something tangible, then factor in that inflation will always dictate your prices. Create a strategy in which you can also teach what you make on a channel or some type of media platform where you can draw in an income from creating what you love. This will protect you from changing times and inflation rates.
So, this skill set. Are you getting paid to use your skill set, or are you being paid to teach your skill set? What's coming up for you? All right, let's engage in some activities that will move the needle in bringing out your passion and purpose, and dedicate or commit or decide on a certain amount of time you will work on this idea of yours every single day. Time doesn't go to those who find it, but for those who create it. Create the time every single day to work towards your passion. You are taking yourself and your passion seriously now, right? So the reason why this is great is it acts in two ways. You're taking yourself and your passion seriously, and you're taking your purpose and passion seriously. I can give you a fourth and a fifth and a sixth. I think you get the point though. I know you are busy, and even finding that time to finish this course can feel like a stretch, let alone research a new industry or product or ways to deliver it. But commit to a time every single day that you will do this. Start at 10 minutes a day and work your way up. It can be reading something or watching something or even talking to a friend about what you want to do. But keep this at the top of your mind as you go through your day, because you will build a familiarity with yourself that says, oh, this is something I do. I always work towards my purpose or passion. It changes your physiology. Now, I'm going to introduce some marketing ideas here, but we're really going to dial into marketing and sales in the final modules. So unless you have a huge following already with a sea of ready buyers, where are you going to be making your sales at? More than likely, you're going to want to jump into social media and convert your following into your customers or clients. Now, again, we really will go over all the specifics on building your client base and ways to reach out to them and scripts and all that fun stuff. But for now, I want you to begin finding that platform you want and posting on. Choose a platform you're familiar with and start posting little hints about what you enjoy and why you enjoy it. Post what that thing that you do or want to do and frame it in a way that says, I'm most happy when I blank. This is priming your audience to see you as someone who has a good or a service, and that you're doing it from a place of fulfillment. You're not just trying to turn a quick profit. Warning, uncomfortable action coming up. Well, for some of you, it might be uncomfortable, but I'd like you to post 3 times this week about something you love doing or something that excites you. Whether you have the followers or not is not the focus. It's not about the likes or comments. At this stage, you need to prove to yourself that you can put yourself out there. Get into the mindset that you are going to be the one in charge of your business. If you're against using social media platforms and you're against getting yourself out there, then please stop this program right now. I wouldn't know how to teach you about making sales or getting business through flyers or attending conferences or direct mail marketing or whatever it is that you do feel comfortable with. I wouldn't know how to do that. And I don't want to waste your time. The biggest and best strategies have been proven using these social media platforms and doing it in a way where you are educating and adding value to your followers. No sleazy salesman here, just people providing value from a place of authenticity. Now, you should be following or learning more about the industries or products or services that interest you, right? But I want you to take that a step further and reach out to these leading professionals or people that you admire on these platforms. Post, like, right? Comment, compliment them on what they've done or what they're attempting to do. Get into the habit of reaching out to people. Get into their DMs sooner than later, because you will need to gain a familiarity with reaching out to people and people reaching out to you. So get yourself out there in the game. Now, we've been moving pretty quickly in this module because now we need to start taking some action to get ourselves out there. In real estate, I believe the statistics were to market yourself for 6 months, before you actually generated any traffic from it. This just points to we need to get ourselves out there now so we can begin building a history throughout our channels that this is something that we do. And that's pretty much it. This was the engage session. We have plenty of other tasks and activities coming up, but your homework before the next session is going to be to post today, like after this video today. Get yourself into the running. A quick tip for posting would even be to post articles or other people's content, but put it onto your platform. Leverage someone else's expertise to build your history of authenticity. Our next module is Envision. We are going to be doing a more comprehensive breakdown of how you can get your good or service out there into the world and the things to set up as you go along the process. I'm still so excited to have you in this program, so please keep up the momentum and keep coming back. I look forward to seeing you in the next module. Take care.